women's category to 52 kilograms. In red, representing Ukraine.
Okay, we're starting the day 3 senior finals, adult finals of the World Sambo Championship 2020 in Novi Sad, Serbia. The first final is the women's 52 kilogram category with Maria Buick from Ukraine versus in red versus Vera Lutkova from Russia in blue. And here they go. The women are getting ready. Quick attempt for a grab there by Lutkova for a grip. Getting that movement going, a little side movement, and the grips break. In for a single leg grab is Lutkova. Effectively grabbed, but Lutkova now transferring into a fireman's carry attempt. Lutkova sprawling out of it, getting her hips back. Or not Lutkova, but Bjork from Lutkova's attempt. Two nice attempts there to get a takedown for Lutkova, or for Bjork, I'm sorry. And defend it well. Again, circling around, working hard to get that dominant grip and that body action that they need. York attempted a drop shoulder throw. Lutkova jumped over top, going right for the arm and an arm bar. Defended well by Bjork. And Bjork back to her feet, and the referee appropriately breaking it as per the rules. Here we are back at the center of the mat. Both women trying to get that grip that they want, that they prefer, to help them control their opponent. Joak keeping Lutkova's head down pretty strong with his top pressure, and rolled Lutkova back to her back. Bjork working to get that hold down. Right now the referee is not giving it, and the athlete's going out of the playing area, out of bounds, off the edge of the mat, and being brought back to the middle. Again, working in, both of them working in for strong grips right now. Bjork seems to have a little stronger gripping going on in her favor. Nice duck under by Lutkova, out of the back and right onto the back of Bjork. Lutkova now working over the top into a position to try and get an arm bar. Bjork attempting to stop herself from being rolled over, but was ineffective in that. Lutkova on top. Bjork clinched up pretty tight. Lutkova, and Lutkova rolling through for an attempted armbar. And she got the armbar. Lutkova and Bjork in a real scramble there, both going back and forth for control of the limbs, and going for the submission.
And the winner is in blue, representing Russia, Lutkova Vera.
Vera Lutkova from Russia is the 52 kilogram women's 2020 World Sambo champion. The bronze medal going to Maria Buick of Ukraine. It wasn't long, but it was a pretty active, very aggressive action by both athletes, both going for it. Very nice.
Rosneft Oil Company.
The bronze medalists for this division, that division, the 52 kilogram women, was Abdulmalak from Kyrgyzstan, sorry about that, and Golnoza Zayeva from Uzbekistan.
Now we continue the finals with men's category to 57 kilograms. In red,
so our next final here this evening is the men's 57 kilogram division.
From Tajikistan.
Vladimir Kladkik from Russia is in red, and Akmaladin Kiramov from Tajikistan in blue. And again, this is for the men's 57 kilogram division weight category. Kladkik in red and Kiramov in blue. Russia versus Tajikistan. A nice sportsmanship with the handshake as required in this sport. Both athletes faced off here, working for their grips again, as we see in all the high-level sports sambo athletes. Gripping very important to gain control of your opponent. Right now, it looks like Kladkik had a stronger grip. Came to a stalemate. Referee has brought them back to the middle of the mat. Kladkik trying to get a little bit of motion for attempts to drop shoulder throw, and countered by Kiramov. They went out of bounds, and Kladkik showing good sportsmanship as he stopped his opponent from running into some equipment there. So the sportsmanship, even in this high-level competition, is alive and well. Back in here, hard grip. Again, a drop shoulder throw attempt by Kladkik. Again, defended well by Kiramov, but Kiramov giving a penalty for passivity, as he really hasn't attacked at this point. He's been playing primarily defense. I think a lot of that has to do with the strong gripping of Kladkik. Both fighting with double sleeves. Kiramov over the back. Kladkik jumped right down to his back. Looking like he might have been trying for an armbar, but not much advancement in that position, and the referee's bringing them both back to their feet. Circling around, hand fighting. You see the hand fighting going on. Kiramov in there with a little ankle pick feint. He has a Kladkik to the edge of the mat. See if he uses his attack to try and get a passivity. Kladkik noticing, smart, circling back in. And now he has Kiramov. Well, now they both move to the center of the mat. Smart, not wanting to get penalized from going out of bounds, off the playing area. Real tough grip fighting going between the two. Kladkik tries a back sacrifice throw, effectively countered by Kiramov. Again, not a ton of offensive activity from Kiramov at this point. Very effective defense. Kladkik going for it more with the takedown attempts. And over the top grip, similar or what many in the West call a Georgian grip. And immediately Kladkik bailed to his button back, and Kiramov was unable to obtain hold down. So both athletes back up. Kiramov over to with the upper back grip, and a nice attempt at a drop shoulder throw using a sleeve by Kladkik. Good body awareness. Kiramov kept himself and spun around, and no point was scored, but a nice attack by Kladkik. Kiramov back to that Georgian-style grip, and a nice back rolling sacrifice attempt throw by Kiramov, countered by Kladkik. No advantage gained on the ground. The referee bringing both athletes back to their feet into the middle of the mat. And strong grip fighting here by both athletes. Now it's a common theme. Kirimov trying to get that strong back grip with the right hand, whether it's on both sides of the head. Glide kick seeming to be working more on controlling the sleeves. Double sleeve grip here. Kirimov escaped that and went back to the grip, and both athletes out of bounds. See what the referee does here. Just keeping the action going. That's nice to see in the final. Don't want to see penalties if need be decide the World Championship. Referee giving them a chance to fight it out. Kirimov going to be penalized again for passivity. Second one, which awards 1 point to glide kick. I think well justified. Definitely much more offense from glide kick. Much more defense from Kirimov. Glide kick tries a back sacrifice of some sort, but was nullified by Kirimov. No advantage gain on the mat, and both athletes are being brought back to their feet. 1-0, glide kick from Russia over Kirimov from Tajikistan. Glide kick tries a drop shoulder throw. No effect there. Kirimov defends it well. Very low body structure being employed by both athletes at this point. The sleeve control seems to be a big thing that glide kick is using to stymie Kirimov's plans here. Kirimov going over the back again, and glide kick for at least the third or fourth time. The minute he feels that strong back grip of Kirimov, kind of bailing into a pseudo sacrifice throw and or maybe feint to a submission, sacrifice submission. The minute he feels that back grip. Over the top again, big back grip attempt by Kirimov, and glide kick right away, dropping down into a pseudo sacrifice throw attempt. Kirimov defended it well. Looks like now less than 10 seconds. Glide kick's going to be on super defense to let that clock go out as he's up 1-0, 1-0. And the match is over. Vladimir glide kick from Russia is the 2020 World Champion for this World Sambo Championship in Novi Sad, Serbia. Akmaluddin Kirimov from Tajikistan is the silver medalist for this championship. Very, very interesting fight. Glide kick definitely controlled the gripping, which I think was a huge reason why he did pull that match out. He kept Kirimov on defense almost the entire match and got him several penalties.
And now we continue the finals with
the bronze medalists today in that match were Andra Lyshuk from Ukraine, and Yulislav Bertz from Belarus. So the third final here in the combat sambo, men's 62 kilogram, is Okadir Bokiev of Uzbekistan in red, and Alexander Salikov from Russia in blue. And this will be our first combat sambo final for the evening. In combat sambo, of course, you can use strikes, unlike in sports sambo. Headbutts, knees, kicks, punches, elbows, even striking on the ground, as well as chokes, which is a much different. Sports sambo allows no chokes. Here we go. Salikov using punches to get into a grip and go for attempted back sacrifice throw. Countered well by Bokiev. Bokiev diving in for a body tackle. Salikov trying to counter that with a back sacrifice. Bokiev from Uzbekistan ended up on top. No one gained an advantage, and the referee bringing both athletes back to their feet. Circling around. Nice jab cross by Salikov from Russia. Again, some strong punching inside to get to the grips from Salikov from Russia. Bokiev from Uzbekistan attempts to use a drop shoulder throw to counter the striking of Salikov. Defended well though. Bokiev was not, or Salikov was not caught by the throw. And back to the middle, and they went out of bounds. Now back to the middle of the mat. See, we have Salikov so far showing a little bit stronger striking. Running that right hand right down the pipe there. Using some uppercuts to counter Bokiev's attempt to grab until the athletes went out of bounds. Bokiev definitely seems to want to do more grappling and throwing and less striking. He again tempts it. Salikov circles around and doing several punches to Bokiev while he was semi-turtled up. When a combat sambo athlete turtles up like that or goes prone and just covers his head, and the other athlete throws punches, the turtle or prone athlete will be penalized for passivity. Here we go. Bokiev driving into Salikov. And Salikov trying to sacrifice backward. Athletes out of bounds. And now they're back into the middle of the mat. See if Bokiev tries to use that out of bounds line again as he has Salikov on the end. Bokiev does go for a takedown as Salikov is on the border. Pushes him out, but no penalty for passivity given. Referee must have ruled it more of a push than a true attack. Again, Salikov is toward the edge of the mat space, and Bokiev presses forward, and both athletes out of bounds. Referee bringing them both inside. Right now, still 0-0, 0-0. Bokiev does have one penalty for passivity. Bokiev again attacks the Salikov at the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds, and the referee does penalize Salikov for passivity. Now both athletes are even 0-0 with the one penalty each. See if they can keep in the center of the mat here and give some activity. Nice drop shoulder throw attempt by Bokiev from Uzbekistan. Countered by Salikov. He was not thrown. Athletes again out of bounds. And action restarted. Salikov changing some levels, using some head movement, some hand feints. Try and open up. Driven to the ground by Bokiev, kind of mutually. They both drug themselves to the ground. No advantage given, and brought back to the mat, or center of the mat, in a stand-up position. Everything's still tied up here. Same little shin kick by Bokiev. More probably to try and set up the takedown. Nice shot in for the single leg, going back up to a body lock. Bokiev does drag Salikov down, but from his knees, no points given. And both athletes roll out of bounds. Referee bringing them back to the middle of the mat. here we go again. Bokiev definitely wants to use the wrestling style much more than striking here. And Salikov using the punches, primarily the punches, and definitely seems a little bit more at a higher level of striking than Bokiev. Nice tie-up. Bokiev went down for a drop shoulder throw. It was countered, and Salikov rolled right into an attempt at an armbar. He's still battling to try and get that arm extension here. And Bokiev came all the way to the ground to try and defend it, and he did get his arm free. And from what many in the MMA and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world call the guard, Bokiev was striking Salikov, who was on the bottom. We are getting a medical timeout here. I'm not sure what it is. Looks like a bloody nose. Again, not a serious injury here, and but with the COVID, with the pandemic, any kind of transmission of body fluid, the referees and the event are doing everything they can to stop the potential transmission of any virus or disease, cleaning the athlete up and the mat space, and then we're back at it. Again, minor injury, nothing major. Salikov going back to the punches. Nice little hook there, I think jarred Bokiev for a second. And Bokiev barrels through Salikov, and both athletes going out of bounds. Still one penalty each, 0-0. Salikov into the punches and brought into a hip through by pressing forward by Bokiev. Very nice. Bokiev did a nice hip switch there into the hip throw, and for a 1-point takedown before the athletes went out of bounds. Big with 40-some seconds left. We'll see what Salikov can do now. See if he changes up from his striking primarily. Yeah, first kick he's thrown, and goes for the takedown. It's the primary way of even scoring points here. Big punch miss by Salikov, and a nice duck under into a double leg by Bokiev for another point. Salikov puts Bokiev into the guard, and Bokiev pummels with punches from there. None really doing any damage, but staying busy. It's 2-0 now. Bokiev from Uzbekistan over Salikov. With less than 20 seconds left. Bokiev, a little scramble there on who get control. And Salikov jumped on Bokiev. But Bokiev now with less than 15 seconds left. Surely going to play a little bit of defense here as he's up 2-0 and not wanting to give a... he actually went in, dropped in for a takedown attempt. He's going to get his second. That's not good for Bokiev. Passivity. And the time runs out. 2-1. Bokiev held out there. He definitely was much more aggressive with the takedowns, while Salikov was much more aggressive with the striking. But as we know, the takedown is the key in all of Sambo. So the 2020 world champion is Bahadur Bokiev from Uzbekistan. Alexander Salikov, who put on a real nice battle himself from Russia, is the silver medalist. The bronze medalists today were Alexander Voropayev from the Ukraine and Ulo Saperbek from Kyrgyzstan. They both got bronze medalists. The Uzbek fans are very happy with that victory. And so the first three matches we had in this evening's finals, a lot of action. Not a lot of downtime. Athletes transitioning well between their stand-up grappling into the ground, from hold downs to submissions, in the combat, from their strikes to their takedowns to their groundwork. It was very nice. And hopefully we keep the pattern up for the next block after this award ceremony from those three finals. Those three finals you just viewed. The athletes will be receiving their well-earned and well-deserved medals. Again, these athletes have gone through the same struggles as many to keep their skill level up through this pandemic, where they're often doing solo training, maybe even being banned from training together at some points for the protection of their health. And even in this event, FIAS and the Serbian National Sambo Federation have kept each other in health aware. And we'll take a little break until the awards are given out. Thank you.
Awarded by Mr. Omar Lopera, Vice President of the International Federation of Sambo, and Mr. Roberto Ferraris, Secretary General of the International Sambo Federation. Bronze medal goes to Ziaeva Bulnoza from Uzbekistan. Bronze medal also goes to Abdumalik Kizi Samara from Kyrgyzstan. Silver medal goes to Buyok Maria from Ukraine. And the gold medal goes to Lotkova Vera from Russia. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Russia. From men's category to 57 kilograms to step on the podium. They will be awarded by Mr. Xavier Elisiev, Vice President of the International Sambo Federation, and Mr. Alisher Alimov, also awarded by Mr. Omar Lopera, Vice President of the International Federation of Sambo, and Mr. Roberto Ferraris, Secretary General of International Sambo Federation. Bronze medal goes to Burg Vladislav from Belarus. Bronze medal also goes to Laishuk Andriy from Ukraine. Silver medal goes to Karimov Akmalidin from Tajikistan. And the gold medal goes to Glakin Vladimir from Russia. please stand up for the national anthem of Russia. To step on the podium. Bronze medal goes to Saparbek Ulu Mederbek from Kyrgyzstan. Bronze medal also goes to Voropayev Alexander from Ukraine. Silver medal goes to Salikov Alexander from Russia. And the gold medal goes to Bokiev Bakhodir from Uzbekistan. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Uzbekistan. Continue the finals with women's category to 64 kilograms. In red, representing.
Okay, we're back from the break for the medals.
In blue, representing.
And getting ready for the next final, the women's 64 kilogram. weight category. Anastasia Savchenko from the Ukraine will be in red. Vera Haralikova from Belarus will be in blue. Again, we have the nice gesture of the handshake to start this off, and the women get right to work. Double sleeve grips here. Some foot sweep attempts just to get some kind of reaction and action. Haralikova shifted from a sleeve to getting that, looks like a lapel or collar. No, still double sleeve. I'm sorry. Savchenko went for a drop, double sleeve shoulder throw. Sacrifice shoulder throw, effectively countered by Haralikova. Referee bringing them back to the middle of the mat. Lost my view there, and that's where I thought that one hand had slipped up, but it didn't. And there you go. Haralikova did go to the collar there. Both young ladies to the ground. Now Haralikova working for an ankle. An Achilles lock. They're both on the ankles now. Haralikova and Shevchenko. Doesn't look like any true advantage for either young lady. Referee observes that herself and brings the young ladies to their feet. These women are definitely going for it. Working here again for those grips. Haralikova does go to the collar again. Tries to go down to an arm bar. Effectively defended, out of bounds, and brought back to the middle. See what happens here is Shevchenko seems to be using the sleeve grip more. Haralikova plays it for a little bit and then seems to be going to the collar. Right now the sleeves are being battled for. Haralikova did go up. Again, went down for a drop armbar. So far being countered by Shevchenko. Haralikova now rolling through. And the referee not seeing a true advantage in bringing the young ladies back to their feet. These young women are definitely battling through and going for it. Strong gripping from both of them. Inside trip attempt into an ankle pick by Haralikova. To the out of bounds. Shevchenko given a passivity for definitely less attacks. So one passivity, still 0-0. No score. Battle under those sleeves again. Haralikova does have a lapel grip. Shevchenko moving up to the armpit and a sleeve. Forehead to forehead, much like maybe freestyle wrestlers would do. Both women kind of dragged to the ground. Shevchenko immediately dropping back, attacking the Achilles slash ankle. Shevchenko using the lapel grips and a sleeve grip to keep her body close, so Shevchenko cannot roll back and over on that ankle and extend, getting the Achilles lock or the ankle lock. The referee, you see, with the fist out, the clock going, give that 1 minute opportunity. She can still call it before that if she sees no true advantage being gained. Haralikova seems to be content on trying to keep the grips on the kurtka, the jacket. And referee did stop it, as no true advantage was gained. Nice attack, though. Nice attempt by Shevchenko, and nice defense by Haralikova. Nothing fancy there in the defense or the attack. Just going for still 0-0 as far as score. Attempted drop body drop by Shevchenko. Missed, and Haralakova jumping right on the back of Shevchenko. Looks like she's trying to roll through on the arm. Referee seeing no real advantage, bringing them both to their feet. 0-0 on the score. One passivity penalty for Shevchenko at this point. Less than a minute to go. Little foot sweep attempt by Haralakova. Haralakova dropping down, looking like she's maybe trying to work for another arm bar attempt. And immediately Shevchenko went to that Achilles lock. Referee not giving a lot of time on that attempt, bringing both women back to their feet. Be nice to see us score here from one of the young ladies and leave the penalties out of deciding. Half a minute to go to do that. Sleeve battle here going on. Haralakova dropping down again. It looks like was attempting to work, pull Shevchenko into an armbar attempt. Fully neutralized by Shevchenko. Referee bringing them both up. 18 seconds. Big dive double attempt by Haralakova. And a nice turning counter by Shevchenko for 1 point. Referee bringing them up. Less than 10 seconds, and what a score at the crucial time of this match. Now double sleeves. Of course, Shevchenko playing pure defense now as the clock runs out. A very tactical match there. Strategic. The women going at it. Battling, going for submissions. Not a lot of true hard takedown attempts. They definitely wanted to finish it on the mat. And Anastasia Shevchenko from the Ukraine is the 2020 world champion. Vera Haralakova from Belarus is a silver medalist. Very nice match. Good energy.
The general partner of the tournament, Rosneft Oil Company.
The bronze medalist was Laetitia Blatt from France. France again, another bronze medal. Probably over 10 total, or around 10. And Ekaterina Anaprienko from Russia is the other bronze medalist. Of course, Russia, multiple medals throughout this championship, doing a great job, and all well earned.
In red, representing Belarus, Koksha Alexander. In blue, representing Russia, Nariukov Vislan.
So in this we have the men's 74 kilogram sports samba championship. Alexander Koksha from Belarus is in red. Bislan Nadiokov is in blue for Russia. See a good mix of speed and power here, hopefully technique. As we get started, the athletes working in. Both with a single hand on. Attempted firemen's by Koksha. Countered. Both athletes back to their feet again. Or defended, I should say, not countered. Drop, I guess a drop sacrifice or submission attempt by Koksha. No advantage gained, brought back to their feet. Koksha with a real strong right hand grip, moving Nadiakov around. Little accidental headbutt there. Good sportsmanship shown after. These guys are going for it. His bodies come together. It's not on purpose. Athletes in tight. Both have two hands on. trying to position, getting that action they want out of their opponent to get that opening. Koksha again doing like a back, looked like a more back attempt to roll into a submission than a true takedown attempt. Easily countered by Nadiakov. Athletes back to their feet. Attempt to fireman's by Koksha, countered by Nadiakov. Nadiakov in the turtle. Koksha spun him over. No points given for that, but Koksha rolled in for a submission attempt. And Nadiakov bailed out, went right to his hands, or his feet, I mean, to defeat that. Was holding his elbow, so maybe there was some pressure there before he escaped. In tight, close bodies here, low position by both athletes. Definitely more focus, it seems, on trying to end this on the mat than with a big throw. Nadiakov went out of bounds. And a passivity given to him. So no score at this point, but one passivity call penalty against Nadiakov. Less than 3 minutes to go. These young gentlemen head to head, literally. Attempted a knee tap there by Nadiakov. Countered by jumping in the turtle by Koksha. No advantage gained. No takedown obtained either. And both athletes back to their feet. Both with a single hand on. A little hand fighting. Koksha could have had a second hand on, but didn't want to. It's obvious. Again, the action here seems to indicate that the mat may be where this is going to go. Looks like Koksha is now going to get his passivity call, and he does, as he wasn't truly trying to gain advantage. So 0-0, 0-0, one penalty each. One hand grip each. Oh, and a nice drop into modified fireman's by Koksha for the takedown. It's 4-0 now. Belarus's Koksha over Russia's Nadiakov. Less than 2 minutes to go. Very nice move. Set him in there real nice. Got under him for good leverage. Koksha this time again to his back, not with a true sacrifice attempt. And the referee has him back in the middle fighting. Strong grip fighting here over the back with Nadiakov. Arm pip and a hip grabbed by Koksha. One-handed inner thigh throw attempted by Nadiakov as he went out of bounds. Koksha playing a lot of defense right now. Does have that 4-point lead. Dive for a single leg by Koksha. Sprawled effectively by Nadiakov before dropping back. No advantage gained. Referees bringing both athletes to their feet. We're going to have a medical timeout here. Can't see quite what a potential injury may be. Again, with the virus going on, the COVID and the pandemic. Extreme care being taken for these athletes by the staff here from FIAS and the Serbian Sambo Federation. athlete is treated and they're back at it. Let's see what happens. Low stance, in for a fireman's here is Koksha. Rolled over by Nadiakov, no points given. Koksha over the top of the turtle of Nadiakov into an attempted armbar. Not truly in a good position for it. Referee sees it, brings the athletes up. Keep this action going. Koksha in for a nice fireman's carrier, in deep, and gets the 8-0 victory. Anytime you get an 8-point advantage on your opponent, that's the end of the match. It's victory. And Koksha
and the winner is
did a great job.
Representing Belarus, Kosha Alexandra.
Alexandra Koksha from Belarus is the 2020 world champion. Ruslan Nadiakov from Russia is the 2020 silver medalist of the men's 74 kilogram. The bronze medalists obtained earlier were from Georgios Markarian from Greece. Nice to see Greece on the board there with a nice bronze medal. And Sarban Ernazarov from Uzbekistan.
Now we continue the finals with combat
Our next final in this block is a combat sambo final, 82 kilograms.
In blue, representing
Alexei Ivanov from Russia will be in red. Furkat Rusayev from Uzbekistan will be in blue. So it is our second combat sambo final of the third day of this 2020 World Sambo Championship. Ivanov versus Rusayev, Russia versus Uzbekistan. Again, Ivanov is in red, Rusayev in blue. Height advantage for Ivanov. A little bit of a prying kick there, just a rangefinder maybe from Ivanov. No true power on it. Little hook punch too. Again, feeling out process footwork wise by both athletes. Strike wise a little bit by Ivanov. Nothing major. Again, another little punch rangefinder out there by Ivanov. Not a ton of power on it. Still no strikes yet from Rusayev from Uzbekistan. Neither with any takedown attempts. Little front kick to the body by Ivanov. Not a lot of power put on him. Again, more trying to get action, reaction. Some hand fakes, shoulder fakes, head fakes, feints. A nice hard low shin kick by Rusayev. Nice body lock here by Ivanov into potential inside leg trip or inside thigh throw. And Rusayev under the hips of Ivanov right now, going for a back sacrifice. Nice, countering that inside thigh throw. And getting a 1-point takedown. Ivanov on his back. Nice scramble by Ivanov not to stay on his back, and the athletes went out of bounds. So Furkat did a nice counter to Ivanov's attempted inner thigh throw. 1-0. Athletes feeling that. A couple light jabs by Ivanov. More light jabs. Second time that front kick almost got caught that Ivanov threw at Rusayev. Rusayev getting a hand on it, a little bit of a pause. And accidental low kick. Referee giving a couple seconds or some minutes for Rusayev to recover. Both athletes getting a little breather too. we're back to business. They show sportsmanship afterwards. 1-0 Rasayev from Uzbekistan over Ivanov from Russia. Hard low shin kick again to the calf by Rasayev, followed by some punches. Ivanov firing some punches to get a back grip. Into a nice drop shoulder throw for 4 points, right into the hold down by Ivanov. Very nice how Ivanov used the punch to get in, to get that opening for that back grab, I should say. Right from the back grab into the drop hip throw. And then immediately transitioned to a great hold down. The 4 points obtained. Now Ivanov has to go for a submission or get stood up. He's working for that arm bar. He's in a strong position as he has the leg over the head, working that arm to break that grip. It's 8-1. 13 seconds into the attempted submission. Yeah, you see that fist extended by the referee with the red sleeve. That shows that the athlete with the red has initiated a submission attempt, and it has up to a minute to try and secure it. Rasayev trying to battle through. The extension happened, finally breaking that grip, and Ivanov wins via an armbar submission. Well earned, though, as he transitioned from using strikes to get a nice grip into the takedown, right to the hold down. Got his 4 points, transition right to the submission.
Is in red, representing Russia, Ivanov Alexei.
So Alexei Ivanov from Russia is the 82-kilogram men's, or they're all men at this point, combat sambo world champion. Furkat Rasayev from Uzbekistan is the silver medalist. The earlier earned bronze medalist in the 82-kilogram combat sambo was Vadim Burchak, and he's from Ukraine. And Norisbek Bekberdiev from Kyrgyzstan, also a bronze medalist in the 82-kilogram combat. There, in that match, that combat sambo match, you really saw how sambo changed those combinations and ranges of combat together, going from the striking range right into the standing grappling range to the ground control and then to a submission. Excellent exhibition there of that by Ivanov from Russia. Athletes, the second little block here is over. There will be an upcoming short break to award the medals for those finalists you just saw on that block, and after that short break we'll see the athletes the finals of the third day of the World Sambo Championships 2020 in Novi Sad, Serbia. Serbian Sambo Federation of FIAS doing a great job to rekindle a once canceled World Championship for this year due to the COVID. And we'll give a little breakdown for these awardees.
The awarding ceremony with women's category to 64 kilograms. They will be awarded by Mr. Sergei Alexeyev, Vice President of the International Sambo Federation, and Mr. Alisher Alimov, President of the Sambo Federation of Uzbekistan. Bronze medal goes to Blood Letitia from France. And bronze medal also goes to Onoprienko Ekaterina from Russia. Silver medal goes to Aralikava Vera from Belarus. And the gold medal goes to Shevchenko Anastasia Now please stand up for the national anthem of Ukraine. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Belarus. Bronze medal also goes to Burchak Vadim from Ukraine. Silver medal goes to Rusiev Burkat from Uzbekistan. And the gold medal goes to please stand up for the national anthem of Russia. In red, representing Bulgaria, Oryashkova Maria. In blue, representing Belarus, Timoshenko Svetlana.
Okay, we're back from those awards and into the next final here. It's a women's 80 kilogram. Maria Oryashkova from Bulgaria in red. Svetlana Simoshenko, sorry, from Belarus in blue. These young ladies out to the middle here. Simoshenko a little bit taller, good height on her than Oryashkova. Both into a tight grip. Over the collar there for Oryashkova from Bulgaria. Effectively disengaged by Simoshenko. Over the top with a Georgian grip by Simoshenko. Nice lifting throw counter by Oryashkova to the high grip. And 1 point awarded to Oryashkova from Bulgaria. See if that thwarts the plan of Simoshenko of using that over the back grip, that Georgian style grip. Nice high collar grip by Oryashkova. She's trying to keep a little closer body contact, overcome that length, that long arms by Simoshenko. Simoshenko helping that a little bit with pulling that right hand arm of hers in tight. A lot more power in these women than some of the women we've seen earlier. Not minimizing those women's skills, as they were some excellent athletes. Little foot sweep attempt by Simoshenko. Actually almost caught Oryashkova. She regained her feet. Using the foot sweeps again. Simoshenko trying to get some action, some movement to a position where she can get an actual throw or takedown. A little bit of a stalemate here. Don't really gain an advantage. They're by the edge of the mat space. See if Oryashkova tries to get Simoshenko to Oryashkova. Tries to get Simoshenko to go out of bounds, but she didn't so far. Simoshenko definitely trying to use these foot sweeps to try and get some action. Surprise. She dropped in the sort of sacrifice position. Simoshenko pulled Oryashinova on top of her. Not enough action or advantage gained there by either of our competitors, and the referee rightfully brings them back to the mat, stands them up. 1-0 Bulgarian athlete over the Belarusian athlete so far. Oryashkova working inside. Simoshenko also actually pulling inside, not using her length as much as I thought she might. Oh, but she does work in a nice little foot sweep attempt. Oryashkova was lucky to drop to her knees instead of her belly, and no point was awarded. Still 1-0 Oryashkova from Bulgaria. Simoshenko getting her grip again. Hasn't gone deep over the back since that counter throw. Toward the edge of the mat space there, and Oryashkova drives in, trying to use an attack, maybe to get a passivity call. She did not get it. The athlete's working here again in tight. Double sleeves there for Oryashkova. Working toward the edge of the mat space here. The edge of the competition space. Little attempt to grab the knee there by Simoshenko. Evaded by Oryashkova. Both women, tight grips, not a lot of room in between them. And they're both out of bounds again. See if any passivities are going to be awarded. So far, it doesn't look like it. So Oryashkova keeps the 1-0 lead over Simoshenko. Okay, Simoshenko a little bit over the back there, not quite as deep as that one attempt that cost her the point when she got countered. Using a lot of little foot sweeps, trying to get some kind of action to regain that point at least, if not more, and that's over. Oryashkova played smart, tactically smart, maybe not quite exciting system, but earned that victory. So Maria Oryashkova from Bulgaria gets the gold medal, 2020 world champion. Svetlana Simoshenko from Belarus is a silver medalist.
The tournament Rosneft Oil Company.
The bronze medalists earlier today were Kusanova, Zanara Kusanova from Russia, and also Lavinia Ionescu from Romania. There are 2 bronze medals in that division earlier. Getting ready to start our next final. There's 2 more finals left in this event for this evening, for the 3rd day of the 2020 World Sambo Championships. The next final is going to be the men's 100 kilogram sport samba. Andrei Kozusianat from Belarus will be in red. Vyacheslav Mihailin will be in blue from Russia. Saw some of the matches earlier. These gentlemen saw a nice leg submission by Mihailin. Here we go. 100 kilos, these are big guys. Should see some good power. Sure, these two athletes know each other and met each other many times, so I don't know how much of a feeling out we'll see. Maybe they have a plan against each other already. Tough grip fighting. Kozuzianak a little more open-armed. Mihailin a little in closer grip, or closer hands to work the grips. Mihailin a little more angled. Kozuzianak was a little more square. And Mihailin going in for a little takedown. Got a 1 point out of it. And both athletes scrambling hard on the ground. Going for an advantage. And no advantage obtained. So, or I'm sorry, Kozuzianak got the 1 point. And a slight takedown. So Kozuzianak now 1-0 over Mihailin. Big men were scrambling pretty well on the mat for the big guys. Not the biggest, but the second biggest. And working in toward the grips. Kozuzianak back by the edge of the mat. We'll see if Mihailin tries to use that. Kozuzianak wise to that, circles into the middle. Before Mihailin could even try and use an out of bounds for a penalty. Oh, nice drive there by Kozuzianak. Grabbing the knee, driving Mihailin over it. And Kozuzianak has another point. 2-0. Not big takedowns, not big throws, but chipping away, gaining that lead. Kozuzianak overcoming a definite height disadvantage as well. Mihailin a little bit more tight-handed. Kozuzianak a little wider-handed, coming from the outside. Kozuzianak back toward the edge of the mat space again. Let's see if Mihailin tries to use that. He is on a grip. Kozuzianak circling, smart, getting his butt off the edge of the mat. Still circling, is back toward it. See what Mihailin does here, if he tries to just go for an outright takedown or uses that edge. Both big men down pretty low now. Trying to get that leverage adjusted. Get that body position where they need it for a takedown. Nice back sacrifice rolling throw by Kozuzianak for another single point. 3-0 now. But Mihailin on working the top to try and get the turnover. Kozuzianak countered it well. Stalemated, and the referee bringing them back to their feet. Right now, Kozuzianak from Belarus has 3. Mihailin from Russia has 0-0. Less than 2 minutes, but still plenty of time for Mihailin to try and overcome the 3. And Kozuzianak obviously will do everything in his power to stop that and maybe add to his lead. Nice, nice activity by these big men. Double sleeves used there to nullify a pseudo takedown attempt by Kazusniak. Also, we'll see if Kazusniak tries to kill the clock here a little bit, because he has that lead and not wanting to open himself up for a big counter that could nullify his lead. Strategy as well as technique on in the game here. Working in there. Looks like we will get a passivity call against Kazusniak from Belarus. No point given, it's the first one. Kazusniak not too worried about it as he has the lead. Kazusniak again back toward the edge, but he circled in very smartly. Mikhailin for a back sacrifice throw, counter by Kazusniak, or negated by Kazusniak. No points given. .44 seconds left now. It's clock is ticking a little more for Mikhailin to try and catch up. Kazusniak surely going to start playing the clock a little bit here against a dangerous opponent with a nice lead. Not a huge lead, but a solid lead. A little hand fighting here. Less than 30 seconds, they got to survive. Kazusniak in for a knee tap, counter by Mikhailin. Back to the center of the mat. Here we go. Mikhailin has less than 10 seconds. He needs to do something big here. Kazusniak gets a passivity again, the second one, thus a point awarded to Mikhailin, who still has to overcome and won't overcome the 2-point advantage. So Andrei Kazusniak
representing
Belarus is the 2020 world champion, 100 kilogram men's sports sambo. Mikhailin from Russia is the silver medalist. Nice hard work by both young men. Bronze medalist in this division was Andrei Boloban and Anthony Segard from Ukraine and France. France with another bronze medal. That's several bronze medals this year for this year's 2020 World Championship, both sport and combat sambo, male and female.
And the last final fight
For the last final of the evening of day 3.
In red, representing Russia, Moldavsky Valentin. In blue, representing Ukraine,
Combat sambo, Valentin Moldavsky. From Russia in red, Razmik Tanouin from Ukraine in blue. Big men here, a lot of power, 100+ kilogram. These are the biggest men in combat sambo. Ukraine versus Russia. Let's see how it goes. Moldavsky using his hands range find a little bit. Tanouin from Ukraine playing a little bit more defensively. Pressing forward is Moldavsky from Russia. Using that jab. Follow a nice uppercut and hook. Crisper boxing from Moldavsky. Tanouin throwing a big overhand right, but more winging it and diving. Probably as much to try and get a grip as anything. And there, a nice leg grab with a left overhand from Moldavsky to Tanawin. Tanawin hit the deck, got a count. And we're going to see how they work the points out here. Very nice by Moldavsky. Definitely should be points, and there are. There's 4 points. Added to 4. 8 points, and the winner is Valentin Moldavsky from Russia. He is the 100-plus kilogram combat sambo world champion. Razmik Tanawin from Ukraine is the silver medalist. Moldavsky definitely dominated that match. Of course, Tanawin showing a lot of heartbeat in there. Earlier, Iemantas Vayakasas from Lithuania was a bronze medalist, as well as Nana Maxwell Jantu from Cameroon were the 2 bronze medals. So nice to see Cameroon and Lithuania, 2 countries not with a ton of medals this World Championship so far, adding a little diversification to the medal ceremonies. Again, that's not take anything away from the big medal gatherers, which has to include France now too. France, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan. Nice sum total of medals this evening. There'll be a day 4 tomorrow, final day of this 2020 World Championship in Novi Sad, Serbia. Again, outstanding that FIAS was able to coordinate with the Serbian Federation in Serbia to rekindle the once canceled 2020 World Championship and bring action for all the hard work that these athletes battled through with this pandemic to get here. And let these athletes get their medals. We have one more day, which is tomorrow. And hope you guys have a good evening. And keep tuning in to watch more Sambo World Championship 2020. Thank you. Have a good night.
Petkovsky, President of the Sambo Federation of Moldova. Bronze medal goes to Ionescu Lavinia Florentina from Romania. Bronze medal also goes to Kusanova Zanara from Russia. Silver medal goes to Chimashenka Svetlana from Belarus. And the gold medal goes to Oryashkova Maria from Bulgaria. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Bulgaria. Kalin Vyacheslav from Russia. And the gold medal goes to Kazasyanak Andrei from Belarus. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Belarus. To 100 kilograms plus. Bronze medal goes to Jantuna Maxwell from Cameroon. Bronze medal also goes to Vikasas Emantas from Lithuania. Silver medal goes to Tonoyan Razmik from Ukraine. And the gold medal goes to Moldavsky Valentin from Russia. Now please stand up for the national anthem of Russia.
would like to thank all the competitors, referees, volunteers, and everyone who took a part in organizing this event. Thank you for keeping the proper distance, your masks on, taking care of yourself and others, and we will see you tomorrow. Hvala svim učesnicima.
Bye.